Yeah, just to go ahead and get started. So, um, quick meeting today. Tomorrow, I would like to do for anyone who's available and wants to come in. We can do kind of like a small potluck. It's nothing crazy. Just if everyone wants to bring like a little dish, but sit down, create our Eventbrites, and for from like 11 to 12, just sending out invites. Lunch. Um, Wait for Vanessa to get in. But yeah, so tomorrow making it like a small potluck, just bring a dish if you want. I'd love, I'll put it on Discord as well. So for everyone, just to let me know if they can come and would like to come. What we'll do is we'll just all create our Eventbrites for the Pictures with Santa event and sit there for an hour just inviting people personally. That way it's kind of like an accountability thing. We can all hang out, do it together. I'm telling you that especially coming off of an election year, business is going to really be picking up next year. And already consumer sentiment, if you look at consumer sentiment reports around internet, being an internet lead, it has dramatically changed. So people are really going to be looking for someone that they know and trust, but they're really going to be looking to build relationships with people. For those of you, Mary, Chase, Chanel, kind of Viviana, I think you as well. When you all worked, and please feel free to share, because I think people need to really, because I'm learning a lot of people are watching these videos when I post them on YouTube. What was it like working with Zillow leads and Realtor.com leads? Was it just like I meet someone and they write an offer and I make $10,000 right after I get that lead?
I will speak to that, and I will say, no, absolutely not. I met with tons of Zillow people. I don't think even one um, resulted in transaction other than the one that you sent over to me, Cameron. But they were a good quality lead. But just tons of terrible leads.
Yeah. Mary?
Lots of time wasted meeting and driving and having conversations that really went nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure during like when it was busy, like when the housing market was going crazy, I'm sure they were good leads, but definitely with the market slowdown, I did not close a single Zillow lead. I just ended up driving in circles. And that's why now I'm trying to focus more on just like networking with my friends and my sphere and talking to people, random people, and going to networking events and just trying to build like an organic, it's a long game.
Yeah.
Because Zillow's not a quick fix.
Chase?
I think I was lucky. I only had one lead where I just showed them one property and they wrote like right away. That was cool, but all the other leads, dude, you waste so much time. Like,
Yeah.
I get connected with a lot of people on Opcity and I connect them with Mary right away, just for, the lending purposes. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm super excited to talk to a lender. And then I get her in a group chat and then they just ghost both of us. It happens all the time.
Viviana, do you have anything to share about it and add to that?
Same thing. I think I was really excited and thinking that because I was getting the leads, essentially that meant, okay, I have all these clients. But yeah, most of them, really sometimes what it would become is I was opening a door. And then after they saw the house, they would sometimes tell me, oh, I'm already working with a realtor, or they, would go and work with somebody else sometimes. So it did feel like a lot of people weren't serious. They were just kind of, it was like a hobby to look for houses and look, like, oh, what does this look like? Or I want to see the inside of this house. And then it wasn't people that necessarily wanted to be serious and pursue the purchase of a home. So I felt like I was driving around and wasting time away from my family to not be able to get anything out of it.
Yep. And if
And
Damari,
not to mention, Cameron, this by the time Zillow gets their cut of your commission and then your brokerage, you get very little.
Yeah.
Compared to an organic lead. So
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is I remember sitting down with someone who closed 25 transactions, drove literally everywhere. This specific agent, she drove everywhere. Her daughter, she'd keep her daughter from the car. I mean, hours. and she closed 25 deals. I closed 13. And I said, do you mind me asking, how much did you make last year? And she made less than I made. And I, that year, just happened to have closed more organic business. And so my commission split was different within a team that had that split. But also I was getting a lot more referrals because it was more my organic business. Now, fast forward years later, that person has left that team, which is shocking to me because of how many deals she would close. And she said, I just couldn't handle it anymore. Like I literally, my husband and I were, and I don't even think it's being dramatic, but she's like, my husband and I were literally fighting all the time. My kids were so mad. And I just got so like, I broke down and I could not do it anymore. I couldn't, we were constantly having meetings about having to, call leads. Here's my thing is, for those of you not on the call today, for those of you who are looking into our brokerage and watching these videos, or even our mortgage company and watching these videos, I'd have a big, or looking at any other companies, I'd have a big coming to Jesus moment with your state of mind when your mind goes to, I want leads. Because I think more often when I hear that, people are just really lazy and they really want an employee situation where they're handed business for free. And it's a very entitlement attitude. I know I'm talking very harshly about it. No one on this call acts this way, and I love and appreciate that a lot. Like, that's what I really like about it is everyone here is working to really establish themselves. We are in a down market. So when the market booms, it is a lot easier when you have been established. See, Mary, when the market really picked up, because I got my license and I had joined a team that provided leads in 2020, and the market really picked up after that. It was even harder at that point because you're constantly driving around knowing that I'm going to submit an offer on a house and this person has no idea how competitive these situations are, and we're going to lose out and they're going to blame me, or I'm going to have to show them 50 more houses until they find. So I was having even less traction with people because they were getting scared of all the offers on houses. I would get a lead and the house would be pending like that afternoon. And they'd say, well, that was the only house I wanted to see. And it became extremely more frustrating. And then, yes, as the market slows down, you're going to be wasting even more time. Damaris, who's not on the call today, as the broker, I was pissed off beyond belief at this one deal that she got through Op City, which is, she got a lead. She had driven multiple times to, I want to say it was like Lotus or something. It was over an hour and a half away from where she lived. She found childcare for her daughter, and the agent had to call her and say, hey, I'm pretty sure your client that you were showing houses to just submitted an offer with another agent. And she had spent 2 weekends showing this person houses. So here's my thing is, the people who say, oh, I really want leads, because we've had a couple people recently who joined and left really quickly because they're not ready to treat this business like a business, and they're not really ready to take it seriously. They just want a handout. They want to continue to work their job, but they want to get a lead where they close it tomorrow. And they say, well, your guys' leads just suck. Listen, I don't know how many talks I've heard from people like Alex Hermosi, kind of Grant Cardone, Ed Milet, Tom Ferry, to who's the biggest self-improvement speaker? What's his name? Tony Robbins. Yep. Tony Robbins. All of them have had multiple speeches. You can find them on YouTube or anywhere else where they're talking to sales industry people, and they say there's no such thing as a good lead and a bad lead. It's someone expressing interest is potential. So do not say that it's a good lead or a bad lead, because there's no such thing as it. I remember driving and I had a client. I had 3 multi-million-dollar clients that I drove for an entire week, every day from Grass Valley across the way to Pollock Pines, down Placerville, into Folsom, throughout Folsom, Carmichael, back to Roseville, and then would go to Woodland to show more houses there, all in one day. And I was exhausted and pissed off. And looking back, those 4 people that I had, they were multi-million-dollar clients, all 4 of them. Never heard from them since. They never bought a house. That has never, ever happened to me working my own organic business. Never. Never have I ever driven that much for someone who just disappeared on me. Yes, I have had organic business who decided, hey, I don't want to, like maybe we show them a couple of houses, then they decide. But I tell you, I can get 50 leads from organic business. I'll close probably 45 of them. I can get 50 leads from the internet. I'll close a quarter of a person. Like I have to get 150, I have to get 150 leads before I close, maybe not quite that much, but it just goes to show. And I'm saying this for anyone who's listening, that's your mentality. You probably need to go get a job somewhere else. For those of you who are on the call, I just really want it to be words of encouragement that I'm telling you that like this time of year, when you put a lot more emphasis into connecting with people and building a relationship, you have no idea how much it's going to pay off after an election year come springtime. I mean, springtime is usually busy, in my own opinion, because most real estate agents set their goals in January. And so they start putting in work January and February, and then they see the results in springtime. That's my opinion. Yes, some people will say the weather's better. Yes, some people will say that it's because school gets out and people don't want to switch school districts. Yes, but I also think it's because agents put more emphasis in work after the holidays and after they set their goals, so January and February. So put in work now. Now's a great time because you're coming to so many people with something of value. You're Rebecca saying, hey, I'm putting on a Christmas party. We're going to grab hot cocoa, go walk around Pebble Creek. Any opportunity, like honestly, the last thing I want to do is put on a Christmas game night party with a bunch of past clients. Not because it's the last thing I want to do. It's just I'm exhausted from all the different stuff we have going on. Like we've got our brokerage Christmas party on the 7th. We've got pictures with Santa on the 13th. Then I'm going to probably have people over on the 14th for a Christmas game night. And then it's Christmas. And it's just like, it's a lot, but it's worth doing because I've seen year after year that pay off so much. So now's the time to really sit down and put a lot of focus into your organic business. Tomorrow, we're going to do that potluck. For anyone who has time, wants to come in, pretty much we'll be here 11 to 1 doing this. So come in if you want to bring a dish, whatever, but we're just going to sit down. If you haven't created your Eventbrite for the Pictures with Santa event, I'll help you do it. And then we're just going to sit, eat some food, talk, and just click copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and invite
Cameron?
people. Yeah.
Sorry, what event are you talking about?
The Pictures with Santa event.
Oh, okay, there's not an event tomorrow, right?
No.
Oh, I don't know why I heard
Tomorrow
okay,
we will do a potluck to invite people to the Pictures with Santa event. Yeah.
So it's a potluck.
I mean, I'd love for anyone who they need like a group to get together to go and do this. Cause I haven't really seen a lot of people posting about it. I haven't posted about it, but also it's great to be able to invite people personally. Like, I don't know how many times I've posted about something and then invited someone randomly or I ran into someone recently. So she's switching careers, so she can't buy, but I ran into her at a pumpkin patch this last year. I remember she was a server forever at a restaurant that I used to go with a friend of mine all the time. And she had a daughter. I said, oh, congrats. She's like, I've been following you. I see all your posts. I'm like, you guys should come to our trunk or treat or Pictures with Santa event. She goes, I've always wanted to, but I wasn't sure if it was open to the public. And it just goes to show that the people who follow you, they don't always realize that, hey, when you say open invite, like you mean open invite. When you personally invite them, it just goes a lot longer. But also coming up in January, we're going to be bringing back more of those seminars because that's when people start to set their New Year's resolutions. And it's going to be a good time to once again go and personally message people to say, hey, we're putting on a seminar about home ownership, about building wealth in real estate and the value of home ownership. When you say that, you can basically start a conversation with someone to say, have you ever bought before? Have you already purchased? Are you looking to move? Like, it just helps you create that connection. But it's going to be an easier conversation when you've already had a conversation about something of value that had nothing to do with real estate necessarily. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. So we're going to do that tomorrow for anyone who wants to come. If you can't come, no problem. Just I really encourage everyone to post about it. Once again, our Christmas party, December 7th. That'll be a lot of fun. So 5 till kind of whenever. I know a lot of people have kids, so you'll probably have to leave, but we'll have lots of food, totally free for you and a +1. Food, drinks, mocktails, games. It'll all be inside in the office. This place will look like Winter Wonderland. We might do a little fire pit if the property manager lets us outside for anyone who really wants to do that. But yeah, and then the 13th, Friday the 13th, we have Santa coming. Santa was great last year. He was a talker, but he was a great real Santa. So that's coming. We got a great photographer. She did a great job last year. Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully see you all then and there. Last thing I was going to share is our lending side for anyone who's interested. We did add a lender, so we can offer now all kinds of business purpose loans. So equipment financing to people wanting to buy straight up commercial buildings. That used to be a totally different type of loan. We can now offer it to fix and flip loans, marry any other kind, like business lines of credit. But if you have those business savvy people and you want to provide something of value to them, or if you ever have clients looking for commercial properties, I'd love for you to close another deal with that rather than just refer it out to a commercial agent. And we'd love to help you with that. Also apartment complexes we can do loan amounts up to 10 million. Ground up construction as well for any commercial buildings. So, but that's it. Hopefully I will see you all or some of you tomorrow. Otherwise, no meeting next week. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you all later.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Cameron. See you
Cameron.
later.
Thanks, Cameron.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Can you post a reminder about the hours? It's 11 to 2 for tomorrow.
Yeah, just 11 to 1.
11 to 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.